Welcome back, guys, to more Minecraft, and today we're going to be doing a how to build 101, and this is basically just me going through a massive build, um, primarily looking at the architecture and the appeal of the outside instead of just the inside. Um, so what I'm going to be doing with you is building a mansion and trying to hit major points that will make your build a lot better. Like right now, I'm gonna do a frame, just a basic frame, and see what I want this to grow out to be, and let it develop in my head. Before I even started this, I looked up different modern day mansions because I really just needed to get that influence that those pictures and those buildings can give me in Minecraft. Because even when you're doing a painting, you look at different colors, different areas of the world to get inspiration from them. So that's basically what you do while building in Minecraft. Um, Even small builds, big builds, it doesn't matter. So right now, I just finished my frame, my basic frame. Like this is just my spacing on how many blocks in between pillars and whatnot. And like I said, when you're doing builds like this, there's a lot of pre-planning involved, and if you don't put the math into the pre-planning, it's not going to pan out. So I did 2 blocks on this outer rectangular on the planks, just to give it me some space to do some depth work while working out how I want the front face, because this is gonna be the front of the mansion. So it's got to be appealing to the point where it draws people in, and so I'm just gonna do 2 doorways and a window, and then I'm gonna put this black glass, which is gonna go nicely with my color scheme. And then after that, I decided to make some pillars and try to put some depth into the build. And even while building, don't put everything in stone, meaning you can go back, fix things, improve upon things. Like I do this a lot during this video. So, and if you catch it, you'll know what I'm saying. I think later on I kind of demolished this front face and go through a completely different scheme like you see here. So I made sure that I could see the wood blocks and make sure that those stood out, just so it gives it a little more color scheme instead of just the one color, which is also a great way to improve upon builds, because a lot of people use one type of block, one type of. Me personally, I use a lot of wood. I just think it looks the best. It appeals towards me, and this can be everyone's different opinion on their favorite block to use for builds. But wood is mine. Um, I like to use stone, magnetite, and those type of blocks for as accents, just so it gives it a little bit more color scheme than just the wood. And I can't stress this enough. Using stairs and half slabs give the build so much depth. It really improves upon it. Um, Also, try not to stick to the bare bones block looking structures, just because you can get a lot more creativity just by going out of the loop on whole the Minecraft block thing. You got to use blocks, but you can build so much with Minecraft if you just put your mind to it and do the research and do some pre-planning. Because honestly, there's a specific way that I do things. I do my frame, I do my pick out my blocks, and then I go from there. I Besides that, pre-planning for spacing, areas, and all that kind of those things are strictly in my framing of the building, and I do change the framing of the building quite a lot. So if you take, for instance, this build, this has been a week of pre-planning, a week of doing my research, and if you compare that to the build on Minecraft with friends I think it was episode 3 that I was building the house. I just threw that together with no thought. I didn't put any minimum effort into it just because I wanted to get it done. But going up into these newer episodes, I mean, the outside doesn't look that amazing, but there's a lot more pre-planning on the components on the inside. So, which is opposite for me usually, because I have a lot of outside look and shitty inside. I mean, this build is not going to be how to decorate your mansion, but this is just me letting my creativity go loose and try to help you learn a few things, and hopefully you grow upon it and make your builds even more amazing as they probably already are. So right now I really have a tough time doing curves, like not just straight lines. I mean, like doing curves around like bends, like right here. So it's a little more difficult to keep it similar to the words I can't think of to the main side. But if you just pick different spots, try to work out what you want to do with it, it just takes a little bit of thought. Like right here, I do half slabs, but then I change it to stairs because it looks a lot better. And then make sure I keep it similar to the edges. I'm not going to do anything with this side that I'm on right now. It's on this side that I'm going to be building another area, because I'm going to do maybe 2 things per video to try to show you and specify on those different components. For right now, it's just a little bit of woodwork and a little bit of architecture to trying to enlighten you to think differently. So you really just have to look at your build and see what it needs and try to keep the same feel across the board of the build. Now I'm just looking through here to see what I can do with the curves to make it more appealing and add on to the feel. And I just noticed I did a mistake with the wood blocks. I did sideways instead of upways. I'll fix that here in a second. Yeah, you just got to keep it consistent. And now, unless you want to go through a different style of building, I mean, there's been many builds that I've seen that don't keep it consistent, don't keep it, they go for the ordinary builds, which, if that's what you do it well, keep at it. I mean, it's just how I build personally. That's why it's really hard for me to do a tutorial build on how to build a mansion. This is the way you want to do a mansion. This is what you should do to do a mansion. Because everyone has their different styles. And, I mean, this is even in life. Everyone has their different ways of doing things. It's very hard to make a well-made tutorial on how to build. I'm just trying to give you guys some little ideas. See if there's things you've never heard of or haven't learned. So I decided I wanted to add another section to the side just to keep it away from that curve, because that curve standalone it will bug me in the end. What I'm going to do next is I want to go over glasswork, specifically dome glasswork. I mean, it's concept that I didn't learn until later on in my Minecraft career, hobby, whatever you want to call it. But I really struggled with it for a while, and I know a lot of people have. So I just wanted to go over that and try to give you a few tips to see if that'll help. So I'm going to do, I want to say a water structure, and just do a circular base, dig down a few blocks, and then add a water structure in the middle of it. I mean, that's not really the point of it. I just want to go over the dome. So I'm going to go for a green room feel. So I'll be back when I add that in. Alright guys, so we're just adding the water to our water structure. I did this little walkway up to the green room future thing. Now, I'm really big on hidden lights. Now, I'm not talking about hidden lights on the inside, hidden lights on the outside. So if you look at a building from the outside and you can't see where the light is coming from, I really like that effect. So I try to stick with that throughout my builds. Now, what I'm doing here is I'm just laying out my frame, as I always do. I'm seeing how tall I want this dome and what the spacing between blocks I want to be. Now, the spacing between blocks, I mean, like, so the first part of the dome, unless you're going from base all the way up to make it as circular as possible, generally you only do maybe go up 3 blocks and then start doing your dome. But so that's what I'm about to do. So I'm just trying to figure out how high I want this and where I want it to stop. Now, if you do this correctly, the end result will always be the same. Your blocks will end up going into a 9-9 block area. No matter how big your circle is, that's what the end game will be. And that's how you know when you do it correctly, because if you get that, that's how you do it. Now, it's either going to be a 9-9 or it's going to be plurals of 3s. So that's how you know. So I just figured out how I want this, and this is going to be, what is it, a 3x3? No. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to keep my little arches open, so I'm not even going to touch that with glass. And then we're going to stick with the green and the yellow theme just because it looks nice, and green room, green makes sense, right? So I'm going to do 2 up because I did this these leaves on the bottom, so I don't have to go up by 3. Now I'm just going up 1 block and just going around the frame of the glass. Now, it can get tedious at times, especially if you're doing this in survival, because you're just placing blocks, breaking blocks, placing blocks, breaking blocks, and your head can get disoriented and forget where you were, and you can leave blocks out and not break the blocks you need to, and that will really mess up your next level up. So if you can keep it consistent and try not to rush through it, it will really help you in the end game. Because trying to figure out where you messed up in the build, especially with glass, is a pain in the ass. So just breathe, take it slow, don't rush things, and just go level by level, adding 1 block, break 1 block where it needs to be, and keep trucking on. So, and like I said, it ended up being a square at the top with the lower level being a diamond. Now, I did add this ring of wood around on 1 level just to help ease my pain, because a full glass dome bugs the shit out of me. I don't know why, but it always has. But I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope this series is something that appeals to people. I just want to kind of let my imagination go free and see where it takes me. And if you guys like it, then great. I'm going to continue doing it, and I really hope you watch this through the entire series and watch this mansion go from this to whatever outcomes. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, do whatever you want to do. Anything helps. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.